Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 9th October 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. To access the training lessons, at our channel homepage, click on the tab posts, then you get access to this post. This post is having two YouTube playlist links. The first one is the complete supply demand zone price action course. The second one is lesson 1.1 to lesson 8.2 examples videos. So first you go to the first YouTube playlist link, you just click on that, then you get access to supply demand zone price action course. Here you have lessons up to 30 are available. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So you complete the first lesson, lesson 1.1. Then go back to the examples playlist. Complete examples lesson 1.1. Then again you come back to this playlist and complete lesson 1.2. And again you go back to examples video, examples playlist and complete lesson 1.2. In this process, if you go through all these videos, then you will be able to understand all the concepts in detail and you will become a very good independent trader in the coming days. Please make use of this opportunity. I also provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. Please join at our Telegram channel. Okay, this is about our supply demand zone price action course. Now I am generating different supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock Software Supply Demand Zone Top-Down Analysis Strategy Builder. First I am generating daily and 75 minutes stocks near demand and supply zones so that I can identify high liquidity zones, and using those high liquidity zones we can apply high liquidity zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 video. It is useful. This strategy is useful to the intraday traders. Other reports will be useful to different income traders. Okay, first daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily demand zones. Petronet is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. That's it. Only one stock is available. I'm giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. I request you pause the video, study the report and then proceed to the next reports. Okay, next daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity zones. BSC is not valid because it is a pierced zone. Anybody is interested with pierced zone strategy that you learned in lesson 28, you can focus on this analysis of the stock. But not valid for high liquidity zone strategy. Okay, Novoma is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Only one daily high liquidity supply zone identified from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 16 stocks. So let us identify high liquidity demand zones from this list. First one is NIFTY Mid Cap Select. It is listed in F&O. Next one is ABC Capital. The next high liquidity zone, Dixon. The next one, GMR Airports. The next one is ICICI Prudential. Next one is Inox Wind. MFSL is not valid. Next one is Siemens. And the last one is Tata Chemicals. So total 8 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones we identified from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone, we got 7 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. Havells is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. We got only one 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone from this list. So this is about identification of high liquidity zones for the HLQ zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 video. Okay, next I will generate NIFTY and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with NIFTY, generating a monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. In any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already learned one time frame higher is ITF, one more time frame higher is HTF. So apply the same points for all the supply demand zone chain reports, and also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. Okay, next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. And the nearest demand zone for the current closing price is serial number 28. I will adjust in the middle of the page. So this is NIFTY supply demand zone chain report generation. Next, I will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. I am going back, changing the name to Nifty Bank. That is nothing but Bank Nifty. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain report generation. Next, I will generate sideways bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. First, monthly income trade sideways long trade setup, entry time frame daily, entry zone, demand zone. At daily, sideways long, zone achievement, violated opposing zone, minimum order enhances score 11. We got 5 stocks. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. Ignore the pierced demand zone for the third stock because it is valid only for pierced zone strategy. Remaining 4 sideways long trade setup, but you should plan trades only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next sideways short trade setup, changes are daily supply zone, sideways long, no stocks are available. Next bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, daily demand zone, bullish, and minimum order enhances score 12. We got total 18 stocks are filtered. All the entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. So total 18 daily demand zones are available. Out of these 18, let us identify high probability trade setup zones based on 2 different strategies that you learned in lesson 27. First one is LTF ITF demand zone confluence, and then ITF demand zone with ITF EMA confluence. So that is daily and weekly demand zone confluence applying on the 18 stocks. We got 16 stocks. And in all the 16, again weekly trend is up. So further we filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. 13 stocks are filtered. So these 13 daily demand zones might be having better high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next strategy is LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence, and after that HTF EMA confluence for the HTF trend uptrend. So I'm going back, removing ITF EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one daily and weekly, and then daily and monthly, and then third one weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. All these daily demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zone, both together overlapped with monthly demand zone. Monthly trend is uptrend in the first 4 stocks. So ignore the 5th one. Let's verify EMA confluence on the monthly by setting monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence, and trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So 3 stocks are filtered. These 3 daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. This is about a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone. At daily, I am selecting bearish, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum order enhances score 12. We got 3 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Let us further filter for verifying high probability trade setup zones. First strategy, LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, and then ITF EMA confluence. So daily and weekly supply zone confluence, we got 1 stock. So let's verify this daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. Sorry, not daily, because daily is overlapped with weekly. Weekly trend is a downtrend, so weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence. So it is filtered. So this daily supply zone is having high probability trade setup to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone, and then HTF, EMA confluence. So I'm removing ITF, EMA filter, supply zone confluence, 3 filters I am setting, daily and weekly, daily and monthly, weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, we got only one stock, the same stock, but this time monthly trend is sideways. Monthly trend sideways, we want to filter. We want to filter based on EMA. It does not give any extra advantage, but already it is a high probability trade setup as per the first strategy. Okay, this is a bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, I will generate weekly income trade reports. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone, demand zone. Bullish or bearish or sideways. I am selecting sideways long at 75 minutes time frame. Zone achievement VOZ, violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhance score 11 for sideways. Now I am adding one more filter, that is 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So pierced count 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. So we got 6 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. You should plan trades on these 6 stocks only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next sideways short trade setup, 75 minute supply zone and sideways short. Let's filter. So we got 3 stocks. All the entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. You should plan trades only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zones might be violated. Okay, next bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. 75 minutes demand zone, entry time frame zone, then bullish and minimum odd enhance score 12. We got 10 stocks. All entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. Let's identify high probability trade setup zones based on 2 different strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So first strategy, LTF, ITF demand zone confluence and then ITF, EMA confluence. So I'm enabling 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. Applying this filter, we got 8 stocks. So daily 75 demand zones are overlapped. So daily trend is uptrend. We can further filter based on daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So 4 stocks are filtered. So these 4 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone and then HTF, EMA confluence. I am removing ITF, EMA filter. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters I am setting, 75 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. In all the 4, these 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with daily demand zone, both together overlapped with weekly demand zone. And the weekly trend is uptrend in only 2 stocks. So let's further filter weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence on those 2 uptrend stocks. Weekly demand zone with weekly EMA. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So 1 stock is filtered. So this 75 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success, provided less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. And this is also high liquidity zone, stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. Okay. Next, this is a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. 75 minutes supply zone. Here, bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12, and 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So pierced count 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got 4 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, entry time frame zone 75 minutes supply zone. Out of these 4, let us identify high probability trade setup 75 minute supply zones based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies. So the first one is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. I am filtering. All 4 are filtered, and daily trend is down. We can further filter based on daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So 2 stocks are filtered. So these 2 75 minute supply zones might be having, these 2 75 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence and HTF EMA confluence. Removing ITF EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters I am setting. 75 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. So that means both these 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone, both together overlapped with weekly supply zone. Weekly trend is downtrend in both the stocks. Let's further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. One stock is filtered. So this 75 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied, otherwise higher chances of zone violation. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways at 15 minutes. I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 11 for sideways trade setup, and 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So pierced count 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 4 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. You can plan trades in these zones only if less than 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next sideways short trade setup. Changes are 15 minutes supply zone and sideways short. Let's filter. We got 1 stock. And this 15 minute supply zone supports sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. This entry time frame 75 minute supply zone should be planned only if less than 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next bullish trade setup for daily income trade, 15 minutes demand zone, here bullish and minimum order enhancer score 12. We got 9 stocks. Bullish trade setup for daily income trade and all the entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. So total 9 stocks we got. Out of these 9 15 minutes demand zone, let us identify high probability trade set of 15 minutes demand zones by applying two different strategies that you learned in lesson 27. First one is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence, and then ITF EMA confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. I will filter first, and then after that I will apply EMA. So 9 stocks are filtered. In all the 9, 15 minutes demand zone overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. 75 minutes trend is uptrend in all the stocks. So further we filter based on EMA confluence at 75 minutes with 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So we got 2 stocks. So these two 15 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provided lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next filter is LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence, and after that HTF EMA confluence. I am removing ITF EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters I am setting: 15 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. In all the 5 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is uptrend in only 2 stocks. So let's further filter based on EMA confluence and daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the daily should support only uptrend but not sideways, because it is bullish trade setup. So both the stocks having uptrend are filtered. So that way these two 15 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success, provided lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. That is very important. So this is bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone. Bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup. At 15 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhance score 12. And also 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got 5 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. So out of these 5, how many are having more high probability to get success based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies you learned in lesson 27, 2 different strategies. First one is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, and after that ITF EMA confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence I enabled. Applying this filter, we got 3 stocks. In all the 3, 75 minutes trend is down. Let's again further filter based on EMA confluence at 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. 1 stock is filtered. So this 15 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provided lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, and then HTF EMA confluence. Removing ITF EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters I am setting: 15 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only 1 stock. So this 15 minute supply zone overlapped with 75 minute supply zone, both together overlapped with daily supply zone. Let's verify if daily supply zone having daily EMA or not. Because the daily trend is downtrend, you can apply EMA. So it is not filtered. So as per this second strategy, we don't have any high probability trade setup zones. So this is a bearish trade setup for daily income trade. We have completed all the 3 income trade reports. Next, I will generate stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, starting with yearly. Price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone. No stocks. Next time frame half yearly. Price closed inside half yearly demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside half yearly supply zone. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near quarterly demand zone. We got 1 stock. Next, stocks near quarterly supply zone. We got 1 stock. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. We got 22 stocks. Next, let's further filter this list based on EMA confluence at quarterly time frame, quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA confluence. Trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. We got 13 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 12 stocks. Let's further filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. We got 4 stocks. Okay, next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone. We got 3 stocks. What? Demand zone also we got same. Okay, this is demand zone stocks near. Okay, anyway, next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 27 stocks we got. We can further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 11 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. We got 27 stocks. Let's further filter based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA confluence and also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 8 stocks. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone. We got 10 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone. We got 14 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 51 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. Now the list is reduced. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total we got 27 stocks. Okay, next for weekly time frame, Price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. "36 stocks are filtered." We can further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. We got 14 stocks. Okay, next time frame daily already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes time frame. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 23 stocks are filtered. Okay, next stocks near to the 125 minute supply zone. We got 11 stocks. Next time frame 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone. We got 13 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minute supply zone. We got 5 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone. We got 8 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone. We got 15 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone. I got 4 stocks. This is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. The final report generating stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I'm scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, pause the video, study, and then proceed further. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. This is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for our further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.